didn't really interest us at all. I think we all knew that we wanted to be playing music together, and I think even at that point we didn't quite know what we were going to be doing in 2 years, but I think we were all quite confident that we were doing something that was going to keep on moving and keep on progressing and evolving as a sound. And we kind of missed a lot of that stuff. It's one of those things, like a lot of, now it's just one of those things that people just start their review with. But actually it didn't seem to be that prominent at the time as an issue. I mean, we just kind of played our thing and played our shows and, I don't know, just got on with it really. But it certainly wasn't ever a question of, for us it's always been about doing what we've wanted to do, so us moving forward has just been that. And I think we were always confident that it was going to be great just to keep on playing together.
I think each time we've released a record, I've definitely felt like, a new band again. With each record, I feel like we've taken, a step beyond where we were. And I think that's the most exciting thing about, being in the Horrors, because it does feel like something new each time. So it's great to have the bass, I think, because it's, I don't know, it just feels like it somehow feels like you can sort of, like there's really no limits to what you could do. I mean, you go and, if you wanted to, you could have a 2-week session and make a whole record in that time. I mean, it's really exciting, when you think back to that you've actually got a camp to go back to.
One of the first journalists that came down to listen to the record in the studio, the first thing he wrote, I think it was in a Mojo piece, the kind of tagline was, they go back to the garage, like the garage band's back in the garage or whatever, and essentially it is kind of like that. It's like a gang, it's like a kind of art space really, more so than the studio. It's very relaxed.
Yeah, I can't remember though. We asked a load of our fans to send in things we could decorate the studio with.
We've got a classroom of junior school kids, or maybe even younger, where their teacher is a fan who comes to see us quite a lot, and she gave them the task of just painting to Sea Within the Sea as an afternoon thing, and they just all painted what they heard and what they saw and felt with the music, and they were actually all really fantastic. So we ended up with like 25 of these. That's a cool thing. We just simply wanted to do it ourselves. Working with Jeff, we had already recorded the record ourselves just as demos, but even at this stage we were experimenting with recording and the sounds, the electronics and all the arrangements were kind of there. But I think we all expected that working with Jeff they would be completely transformed and maybe go through this kind of his machine, his Portishead head, and come out sounding completely different. But actually he wanted us to focus and just record what we had done the best we could really, which I think gave us quite a lot of confidence. And he suggested over a meal one evening that we should record the next one ourselves. So we thought we would do it. And it definitely works for us because it just gives you the time to explore and the space to just do whatever you want really. And I think the main thing is, as long as you've got the ideas and you're confident that you know what you're doing and how you want it to sound as an end result, and you want to go through that stage of experimentation to get there, you don't really need anyone else to kind of guide you in any direction if you already know exactly what you're doing. And I think as a band we all have very strong ideas of what we want to do. If not when we're playing and creating together, we don't really need any outside help really. But I think maybe in the future something would be interesting, because it's got obviously collaborating with people is always exciting, but at this point we're quite happy doing it ourselves.
Yeah, it's just less diluted. I mean, I think it's cool having someone put their own stamp on things, but at this point it's well, I think between us we have plenty of ideas that we really want to get on with.
As much as we like and of course love and talk about all the records we enjoy and are inspired by, I think one of the things that we enjoy the most in music is actually beyond the band. It's the feeling that's created, the space in the music, the intensity or the rhythm. So obviously bands like Noi and Can have been inspiring, but it's not ever wanting to sound like those groups, or it could be anyone. My Bloody Valentine, for example, we would never want to write songs that sounded like their kind of songs, because it doesn't really interest us, but there's certain sonic elements, like the way Kevin Shields will, you know, attack his guitar playing, or the space and groove that someone like Neu or Can, you know, that's what's inspiring beyond, almost, of course the group is there because that's important, but I think we're more excited by the sound and the way you can feel hearing it or feeling it, and that's why a lot of the electronic sounds are kind of interesting to us, or Josh is constantly building these pedals, because it's that idea of how you can take these kind of quite traditional instruments or sounds somewhere else and what you can do with them. But we're always listening to all sorts of stuff.
I don't know how you would ever explain that in words, because I think that, you know, a lot of these things aren't even conscious. You never speak about them. You don't speak about them at any stage of the process. You're all learning things as you go along, and even maybe not really realizing it. I mean, one thing I noticed with this last record, I don't feel like we listened to as much music in the studio maybe as other times. I feel like once we were on our way to making the record, we were sort of all fairly certain about where it was going and what we wanted out of it. And I don't think that, you know, I don't think we ever tried to recreate records, but I don't think that other bands really came into our heads, you know, even at all.